we're in the garage and I am going to get my Stihl FS-76 up and running. The Stihl FS-76 is basically a fairly large string trimmer. I use it for cutting brush. I have a blade on the end of it, and I use it for cutting brush in the bee yard and around the homestead. It is incredibly handy. So I was using it in the bee yard last year, and I set it down, and I just never got back to getting it. I tried it this spring and it wouldn't start, and an aftermarket parts company reached out to me, Hipa, and I was super happy about it because I've bought many Hipa carburetors. They're an aftermarket company, and I have never had a problem with one of their carburetors. My Honda generator has a Hipa carburetor on it, and it works absolutely awesome. So when they reached out to me, I thought, man, these are some people I want to work with. So they said they send me out a carburetor, so I said, did you have a carburetor for a FS-76? And they did, and they sent it out to me super fast. And you know what? I know that if companies want to work with you, maybe they send out stuff quicker, but I've bought stuff from them before off Amazon, and it has come really, really quick. I'm going to put links to their website. They got tons of stuff. They got recoils, they got cylinder kits, they got coils, they got lots of stuff. So today we are going to get my Stihl FS-76 up and running with a Hipa carburetor. So let's go. Okay, so what comes in that Hipa kit is some fuel line, air filter, pre-filter, 2 fuel filters, 2 gaskets, carburetor assembly, fuel tank gaskets, and some extra primer bulbs, and a spark plug. This is actually a pretty quick job. It won't take very long. You take this cover off, you take the air cleaner off, and basically you can remove the carburetor. There isn't a whole lot to these. The fact that the trimmer was sitting out, we're going to have to dump the fuel, change the fuel filter, get all that done, but otherwise this probably is less than 20 minutes. We can get it up and running. One in the front, one in the back. That comes off. Okay, so we're going to pull the air cleaner off. My gracious, I don't know if something ate it. Wow. Okay, so we're going to clean that out and put a new air cleaner in that, but those should be 8mm bolts. Pull that off. Gasket. Pull the carburetor off, and then push the cable down and then slide it out of the groove. Okay, so we're going to pop this line off and this one, and there you go, there's the old carburetor. Clean the surface where the carburetor is going to go. So the kit comes with 2 gaskets. One has a little hole, one has a big hole. The little hole goes towards the inside, and it's got a little pulse line hole, and that goes towards the bottom. So you slide that on like that. You got to make sure that lines up. So there's a corresponding hole in the carburetor that's got to match up. First, we're going to install the throttle cable, and then we're going to put the carburetor on. So on the outside one now, we just put the gasket on. So I don't know what happened here, but there's not much of a filter left, and it's kind of fallen apart. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get that out. I'm going to use some cleaner. We're going to clean these up before we reinstall them. And when you tighten it, you kind of want to tighten it evenly. You don't want to just tighten one side, go back and forth. And it does go into plastic, so don't go crazy. Okay. And we're going to throw the pre-filter in there. And then we'll install that to keep everything in. There you go. You can use a needle nose pliers, or I like using one of these Allen wrenches. One thing you want to make sure is the fuel line isn't overly squishy. It has some sturdiness to it. This one feels good, so I'm not going to change out the line. But if it feels really weak, like you can squish it very easy, then I would recommend you changing that. So we'll take the old fuel filter. We'll put their new fuel filter on. So there you go. We're going to shove that back in. So we shove the line that goes to your filter on that port, and your return line goes up here. So it basically comes out here and it just slightly sticks down into the tank. Okay, so your carburetor is installed right now. We'll put the cover on, we'll fuel it up, and then we can go out and see if it'll run. And it's all popped down. We're going to take it out and adjust the carburetor. It runs but it won't idle. So first thing we're going to do is try to adjust the low idle stop. So basically that just adjusts how low the trimmer can actually idle to. We're going to go clockwise a bit. We'll try that. Okay, so now it actually runs really good at idle, and all I did was adjust the stop. So now I'm going to adjust the low idle, which is the inside one here. I'm basically going to tighten it till it doesn't run good, come back till it doesn't run good, and then come back to the middle, and then that'll be the adjustment. And you do it slowly. So did you hear that? When I throttled it up, there was a lag. So we're going to open the low idle a bit till that lag goes away. Anyway, so basically what I did was I adjusted the low idle stop up till it would keep running. I used the low idle adjustment on the inside. I would tighten it till you'd feel it rev up, which means it's running lean. I would turn it out till it started running bad, and then I would go back in the middle. So it's in the middle, and then I would try the throttle. And if the throttle has some lag, like it hesitates, I would open the low idle screw just a bit and keep trying it until it's in a good spot. I feel it's a good spot now. So now we're going to try the high idle. Basically, it's this screw. How you adjust the high idle screw is you keep track of where the screwdriver is. You screw it in until it runs bad. You screw it all the way out till it runs bad. And then you bring it back to the very center. And that should be pretty close. I like to actually open it up again just a little bit, just so it runs a little bit on the rich side. You're not going to destroy your trimmer if it runs on the rich side, but if you run it on the lean side, you will most likely fry your cylinder. So it is always better to run it on the rich side. So I'm going to try that now. I'm going to roughly go over how I adjusted this carburetor because it's kind of hard to see when I'm actually running it. This one here is your low idle. So basically when you screw it in, it's just moving the little throttle lever up and down. So all that does is stop it from idling too low. It's not an adjustment for like fuel or anything. This one here is high. That adjusts your fuel going in at high idle. This one here is low. That is adjusting the fuel going in at low idle. So basically what I did was I turned up just the stop of the throttle so it would actually keep running. And then I went to the low idle screw. I screwed it in till it didn't run very good. I screwed it out till it didn't run very good. And then I put it kind of in the middle. Then it was running pretty good at idle. So I would hit the throttle, give it a quick hit from idle, and if there was a big lag, I would turn counterclockwise on the low idle a little bit, and then try it, and then a little bit and try it till it's really responsive. When you hit that trigger, it revs up. And then on your high idle, I'd pull the trigger, full throttle, and I would screw it in until it revs a little bit too high. I would screw it out until it stops running very good. I go to the middle, and then I would adjust it from there. I tend to go to the rich side. Basically, the best way I can explain it is if it's at full throttle and it's set right, it won't be completely smooth. It'll be smooth with a slight rumble, and you'll be able to hear it. That's where I like to that's where I like to adjust it, because that means that it's kind of running to the rich side. And you know what? You're not going to have a problem if you run it to the rich side. You'll have a lot of problems if you run it to the lean side because it'll overheat your cylinder. And you know what? It is so hard to show people on video how to do it because a lot of it is sound, and the sound's not the same if you're not here. If there's any questions about your ability in that, you really should try to see if you've got a friend that knows how to do it and come over because they can be there and show you. It is very limiting when you're trying to show people on YouTube how to do it because the sound is just not right. I'm going to go over and try it out on the brush to see how well it runs. So there you go, the Stihl FS-76 is up and running, and it runs awesome. I will put a link to this Hipa carburetor in the description and their website. You know what? Every time I've got one of their carburetors, I put it on and it's basically ran flawlessly. So I'm super glad that I have a chance to work with them. And I'm super glad I got my trimmer up and running. So you're going to see this in action a few more times because I'm going to have to clean out my bee yard a little bit with it. There's a little bit of brush around the barn we're going to have to clear out so I can work on it. So this is definitely going to come in handy. And it's another thing off the list I had to fix. So that's about enough for today, and you guys have a good one.